and welcome back to my tutorial series. Today we're going to look at the XML injector, which we're going to use to create special interactions for the phone and computer in The Sims 4. So in my past videos, we've taken a look at how to use the mod constructor to create interactions. And today we're going to combine that with the XML injector by Scumbumbo. Scumbumbo was a great creator for The Sims 4 that passed shortly ago, and the community has actually taken up a lot of his mods and been keeping them updated. Triplis, which is a great modder in the community, has been updating the injector, and you'll see on this screen we have the option to download the mod and also download the modder's documentation. I suggest you download both. So click download and download the injector, and also download the modder's documentation. Both of these files will be created as zip files, meaning you'll have to unzip them using softwares like WinZip or WinWhere. I like using WinZip. So depending on the one you have, you can click extract and it will extract those files to your computer in the designated folder. So once you do that, you'll have two files. Now these two files, XML Injector test and the script, will go in your mods folder. Select those two files, click cut, and then you'll go into your mods folder where it's saved on your computer. So in my case, I have it here under Documents, Electronic Arts, The Sims 4, and then when I click on Mods, paste in there. You also want to make sure you have your resource file in here, which I'll add in just a moment. The resource file should already be in your mods folder. If you don't have a mods folder that's already set up, when you boot up your game, it will generate one, and when you click on the mods folder, it will have that resource file. Okay, so we now have our injector script and the test. Now the test is going to be used so that we can see different things in the game when we first start it up. Once you're done testing your mods, you can always take this file out. You always want to make sure that this script file is in your mods folder. If you're going to create mods that you're going to share with the community, you'll always want to direct the users of the mod to always make sure that they have the script mod in their mod folders as well. Okay, so next we're going to go into the game and look at the test file so we can see some of the things that are existing within that file and how we can replicate them. Okay, so I've gone into game and I have my sample sim here, Janelle. And if I click here on the mailbox, you'll see XML Injector test. Okay, and it shows the message notification that this is installed properly and working normally. Also, if I go to a computer, which I have here, and click on it, you'll also see XML Injector test. So the XML injector has now allowed us to inject, so to speak, or add these particular interactions to those two objects. So my tutorial today is going to show you how you can add your own interactions to the computer, the mailbox, and also to the phone. Okay, so we're going to go into the mod constructor first. We're going to create our interactions there. Then I'm going to show you how you get that to work or correspond with the XML injector. So I'm now opening up the mod constructor. Again, this is the program I use to make the majority of my mods. You can enter your creator name and your mod name. So I'm going to title this XML Injector Tutorial and then click Create Mod. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is click Add Element, and I'm going to go to the menu on the left. Again, this is where you can select your different options, and I want to create an interaction. In this case, I want to choose an immediate interaction, and you can rename this to whatever you like. Let's say, for example, troll a celebrity. That's going to be the name of this interaction. Okay, once you click Create Element, you want to add component here. And you can choose different conditions, like a test condition. Again, that's a set of rules that will have to be followed in order for this to be successful. You can put your name, a tooltip. That's something that's a little message that will appear when you mouse over the object or sim you're selecting, the pie menu category, and the icon. So for this particular example, I'm going to choose the name, the category, and the icon. You can click create component each time, or you can click enter. So for example, 1, 2, 3, it adds all 3. And now you can enter your name, throw a celebrity. Under the menu, by default, it says actions. Now that's more so designated for a sim. When you click on a sim, there's the actions menu where you can create groups and things like that. We're actually going to change that. But first, we're going to choose a pie menu icon for this particular interaction. When you click on a little box that has the llama, it gives you this menu. Again, you can use custom images or images from your computer. And there's different sections. And you can pick whatever you'd like. I'll choose a little star and click select image. And that will add your image. Okay, so before we choose our pie menu category, let's go to add element, subordinate types, and pie menu category. And you can call this whatever you'd like. I'll call it sample interactions. And you can click enter or create element, and it will create it. Then you'll click add component. You can choose the category name, icon, and parent. Now, the parent is useful if you're going to add this to another menu. So if you have a main menu that you want to use, you can use that. This could be helpful if you want to add it to something already in the game. Like for example, the game has, when you click on the computer, it has a web menu. So if you wanted to choose the parent category, instead of adding it to its own section, you can add it to that particular menu. The only thing is you'll have to search for it. You'll see I clicked here and select preset, and you'll have to search to find where that menu exists. So there's a lot of different options. Usually computer is where you can choose for a computer. For phone, there's phone, and so on and so forth. For this particular case, I'm not going to create a parent for sample interactions. I'm just simply going to name it. And again, you can choose the icon. If you don't choose the icon, it's going to just show this little llama. Okay, you can just pick anything, so I'll just pick something. Okay, so now we have our pie menu. Next, I want to go back to my interaction and click here where it says reference type. Game references, if you pick things already in game, that's when we clicked here and check and show select preset. But we're going to choose something recreated directly here under my constructor. So instead, we're going to select the menu and click existing element. Now you could have clicked new element and created your interaction there. I suggest creating the menu first. I've noticed that if you create an element here and start working on it, and then later you need to delete it, there can be some kind of things that happen sometimes where you can accidentally erase it. It's not easy to do, but I've done it sometimes by accident. So I just suggest creating your pie menu first and then selecting it this way. Choosing existing element, where it says not selecting, click select element, and then choose your pie menu, which is sample interaction in this case. Okay, so now we've done those steps. And with interactions, again, you can always add things to it. So for example, you click add component, you can have a single outcome, and you can have a loot or an interaction. Now loots, again, are actions that cause things to happen. You can add a trait, you can add a buff. So for example, after you troll a celebrity, you can get a happy buff. So for example, if I click add element, I'm going to go through this quickly since I went through how to do this in a previous video. You can always go back to those to reference. So loot, troll, and then buff, troll, celebrity. Okay, and then I'm going to just quickly, for my loot, I'm going to click add component, add a buff, and choose existing element. Again, I'm going through this quickly since I went through this in previous videos. And I'm going to use the action to give you the buff troll celebrity. For the buff, again, I'm going to just quickly add an emotion, a name, and a duration. And putting happy from trolling celebrity. And by the way, you should never troll celebrities. This is all just for fun for The Sims. I do not suggest trolling anybody. Okay, so now we're going to just choose icons for this and duration. So this is in minutes. So this is going to last 240 minutes. You can make it shorter. So if we want to do 60, for example, and happy. Now, next we have the weight. Again, that's the weight of the buff, how strong it is. The lower it is, the less likely it is to overcome another buff. If you want it to be the strongest buff, so for example, if a sim is already sad and you want this to overcome it, you can hike this up to 5, 10, over. Okay, and then when we go back to our interaction, from here you can choose add multiple existing element references and add our loop. Okay, so now once you click the troll the celebrity interaction on the object that we added to, it's going to give a buff to the sim. Okay, so now with all of that in mind, we're going to export this package first to our mods folder. Okay, I'm just calling this troll the celebrity test, enter, and that's done. So that's the mod constructor portion. Next, we're going to jump into the part of making this an interaction that's available on different objects in the game. Okay, so for that part, you are going to need Sims4Studio. Okay, so you'll open Sims4Studio. And you'll want to create a new package. Now you can add it to the existing one. I always suggest just creating a new one just to make it simple. Okay, and then you'll go to your mods folder. And I'll call it XML Injector. So I'm creating a new package. If you wanted to add it to the existing package, you can just simply add, open it up in Sims4Studio. Show you that. You'll click My Projects, open the mod that you created, and then you can add things here. So it's based on your preference. I suggest creating a new one, but if you prefer to do it this way, you can. Okay, so going back to the new file I created, you'll see it's empty like this. Now, there's a documentation guide I suggested that you download in your folder that you originally created, and I'll pull that up for you. So that folder will, once you extract it, it's called XML Injector, Modders Documentation, and it'll show the version number. Currently, we're on version 4. And within that particular folder, there's the documentation, which is here. It's a PDF document, and it has all of the information you need. It will explain exactly how to use the mod. It will show you exactly these snippets that you need, which we'll go over in just a moment. And it'll show you how you can add interactions to objects, sims, phones, the relationship panel. You can add mixer interactions. Those are interactions that are available when the sims are having conversations. And there's a lot of advanced things you can do with this. Okay, so with that in mind, once you have your injector, you will want to add your snippets, what are called snippets. Now, snippets allow you to define certain things within the game. If I open another instance of Sims4Studio, side by side, and I go to My Projects, I can open up under the mods folder the test file that we originally installed. Okay, so under here you'll see snippet tuning. add interaction tests. Now, that's how you add interactions into the game. Now, the reason you may want to have multiple instances of Sims4Studio at a time is because you're going to be doing some copying and pasting back and forth. Now, here, I'm going to simply copy from here. You'll see where I have my cursor, from here to here. And you can do this, and you can just simply delete what you don't need. Once you get more familiar with the process, you won't need to do this copy and pasting. You can simply type in what you need. Here, I'm going to click under the file I created, add, and under type, I'm going to choose snippet. So you could scroll down, snippet tuning. Here we are, okay? And the guide will tell you specifically what they suggest to use as the group. So you'll see here the group should be specified as, okay? And then it'll tell you also how to frame your instances. Okay, so when you click on this particular file, you'll see object reference not set as an instance of an object. To generate an instance, you'll want to title your file first. So troll celebrity text underscore XML injector. Okay, and then click enter. You'll want to probably paste first and then enter that. Okay, and then you'll want to give at the very top, you'll want to give this a title as well. So we're going to take from that file at the top. Now we're going to copy this and we're going to put it right above. Now you can do this all at once. You don't have to separate it like I did. I do it more so to just keep track of my actions as I'm going. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, so now you'll see it changed it right here to the title. And once I do that, I can now include a tuning ID. Now this is a tuning ID of what I already copied. I want something unique. So I can change this to 9, change this to 9, change different things within here to make it unique. And then click save. Okay, so now that I've saved, I have a tuning ID and I have a name. So sometimes to refresh, I have to go out and come back in. Okay, and now I will have my options, and then I can once again make sure I change the numbers here. Okay. Copy and copy and enter. Okay, now we are back in game and we're going to test out our mod. So first I'm going to click on the mailbox. Okay, so it shows up, troll a celebrity. So I click on that and let's see what happens. Okay, so we see that that's not, it's showing up, it's not giving us the interaction. So let's click on the computer and see that as well. Okay, here it is, troll a celebrity. Okay, so that's not working. Oh, it is working. Actually, it showed up here. Troll a celebrity. Happy from trolling celebrity. Perfect. Okay, so that's something to kind of look out for, just to test to make sure it works. It looks like it works on the mailbox and the computer. I got my buff. It's going show for 60 minutes, it's counting fast, and it's a +6 happy moodlet. Now let's look at the phone. That's the one that's we want to check on next. Okay. And if I click on the phone, okay, so we have our symbol here to troll a celebrity. Now, this is what happens if you don't have a parent category for your interactions. And so remember, we first created in my Constructor, we added a pipe menu, but we didn't add a parent for that icon. So if we want to have it added to the phone with a section like we have here at the bottom, there's a way to do that. So I'm going to jump back into the mod constructor and show you really quickly how to do that. Okay, so I'm back in the mod constructor, and I'm going to quickly click add element, subordinate types, pie menu category, main menu, you can call it whatever you'd like. I'm just calling main menu for me, add component, and category name and icon. Okay. Menu. Now, if I do this, this is going to show up on the computer as well as a menu. Okay, so this is the main menu. I'm going to go to sample interactions. That was originally the pie menu that I put troll a celebrity under. I'm going to click add component, and now I'm going to click parent category. Okay, and from reference type, I'm going to select existing element, select element, and pie menu, main menu. So now we're going to go back into game after I export this to my mods folder. Okay, so I'm going to, once again, select the original mod. Make sure you overwrite the mod, not the snippet one, just the original one. Okay, and we're going to go back into game. Right before you open your game back up, make sure you click Sims4Studio first, click My Projects, and open up the file you just exported. And then you want to look for the pie menu, the main one, not the one that you put your interaction under. So for example, I called my main menu, which is here. You'll know because it doesn't say anything underneath icon. The one that does have a parent is here. That's one we want to leave alone. Okay, so when we go to the one that says main menu here, you want to look for the sim data type that has the same exact instance. So you want to make sure it has the same instance number. Okay, when you click on it, on the right, you'll have collapsible and display priority, parent, etc. The only thing you want to change is here, where it says collapsible. You want to change that to 0. Okay, and click save. That's going to make sure that the menu, the main menu, is always available. Okay, so now we can go back into game. Okay, so now I'm back in game. Now, when I click on the mailbox, you see it says main menu. That's our main menu, and we have our interaction under it. Okay, let's take a look at our computer. Click on computer. There it is, main menu, perfect. There's our interaction. Now the test, the phone. There it is, perfect. So the symbol will be basically what you selected in mod constructor, and then we can click on it, troll a celebrity. Perfect, we got our buff. So now everything worked perfectly. So that's just a quick intro. If you want to create more advanced things, you can, using the constructor, you can add the trait to all sims. So for example, if you take a look at your example file that the mod provides, they'll give you examples how you can add to sims. Again, we want to take a look at snippet tuning. And that's here, add interaction to sims. So if you want to add something to sims, you would use that particular one. Now, this is the more simple or basic explanation. In the future, I'll do a more advanced tutorial so you can create really complex mods. I also want to do a tutorial on how to create more advanced events. I did a basic tutorial, but I want to do a more advanced one. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this is helpful, and I'll talk to you next time.